Hi, it's Catie Harris, the NursePreneur Mentor, and I'm here with attorney and nurse practitioner Joe Flores from Texas. And today we are talking about health coaching, nurse health coaching across state lines. So, Joe, what are some of the legal issues involved with health coaching or nurse coaching across state lines that you have found?
Well, as a federal lawyer, as you know, Catie, that I really am passionate about protecting nurses that are consultants and coaches. They're doing very, very important work, but they do cross state lines. So we've discussed this in previous episodes, but I will underline and summarize that you need to look at how the client or the patient that you are treating perceives your advice. You have to have a disclaimer that you are licensed in a particular state, that you are acting as a coach, not as the nurse. And if you're in compact states, perhaps you can, lend your nursing hat to what you're doing as a coach, but you've got to be very careful that you are not practicing nursing without a license in a specific jurisdiction. And that's where we have the bleeding over of coaches and nursing. Many people, because of the trust that they put in nurses, 85% approval rating most years, if not all years, and they're looking at nurses first and their nursing background, and then as coaches. So it's important that if you're not in a compact state or if you're not licensed there, that you make a distinction between you as a nurse and you based on your training, experience, and knowledge as someone that can bring something to the table just as a coach. And so that's extremely important because if you don't, crossing state lines can even involve federal law, and even civil and criminal penalties. So it's important to be careful with that. I also tell nurses to check their Nurse Practice Act about coaching and things like that. And a great site is either AANP for nurse practitioners or in general for nursing, National Council of State Board of Nursing.
Okay, so that's really important. So it does make it more difficult to have a nurse coaching business that spans across the entire United States or even internationally, as opposed to having a coaching business within your state or your compact states.
Well, and I am a totally supportive of coaching. I don't want to scare anybody away from that, but I think that full disclosure, telling your consumer, look, I'm licensed in Iowa, I'm licensed in New York, I have compact states that I can practice here, but I underline that I am not providing you this information as a nurse, I'm providing this information as a coach in this particular focus in this particular area. For any specific nursing or medical questions, please contact your local practitioners in your state or in your jurisdiction. And I think that when you put that down, it tells the states and the nation and the world that you are a coach and you're not coming at them as a healthcare provider and trying to hold yourself out licensed in every state, in every country. That would not be feasible, but I think with a good disclaimer and disclosure that you can really limit your liability, and that with a good insurance policy and a good corporate structure, I think you're on firm ground.
I think that's great advice. All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Joe. And just remember, Joe is not your lawyer, but you're certainly able to retain his services if you would like, or he can provide referral services as well. If you have a question, a legal question that you would like us to answer, put your comment below and we will answer your question in a future episode.